you have any questions, let me know. I'm not amazingly knowledgeable on mechanical keyboards and such, but I'll make an attempt to help you out. If you're curious about anything, let me know. All right. Here's the glorious trademark keycap set. So you do need to be particular about your keycaps because some might not be compatible. The ones that I have on here right now, this specific 65% keyboard, again, it's from the Novel Keys company. It's pretty standard, but it also is a little quirky with the layout of certain rows and keys that you might put somewhere. But the benefit of this keyboard and similar ones that can use that via software is that you can assign different keys to different locations, so you could change it if you want. Get my chat screen over here. All right. Oh, that's really bad. Oh. Anyways, yeah. So these other ones, I'm gonna pull up a document so I know what it's called. Let's see. Got a computer going, a phone for Amazon, another phone to look up stuff, multiple cameras. Yeah, it's kind of a lot, but hopefully it'll be interesting for y'all. Let's see. So this specific set that I have on here right now, it's okay. It's been decent for probably a few years now, but I can tell that some of the keys are wearing a fair amount. But I do have that linked if you want to check those out. Those are called YMDK, ANSI, ANSI. That's a ISO PBT Doubleshot shine through pudding keycaps. Man, the title of their product is something. Suitable for MX mechanical keyboards, Razer, Corsair, Tata 68. I think this one might be that Tata 68 thing. Not 100% sure, but I think that was the specifier for this Novel Keys 65%. So I think that's why I picked this specific set. They're not bad, like I said, but gonna be upgrading hopefully. The main issue I have with these is that it does shine through the bottom portion and through the keys. I don't want to, like I said, it's very dirty, but it does shine through the keys, but it's just not super bright, and it's hard for me to see in some situations when it's like certain lighting. But let's take a look at some of the older keys first. So this is that original set. It's out of the way. Yeah, they're not, like I said, they're not bad. They've worked. None of them have broken on me. And it's that double shot technique. So it does kind of sort of shine through, but it's really not amazing. So that's kind of why I picked up these other ones, to hopefully give me more RGB. And this obviously came in a really big set, so it covers a lot of different keyboards. Sorry, I should have cut my nails today. I forgot. Yeah, not too bad. And it's got that standard connector point, which we'll take a look at. More detail. And the switches that I'm using, these still exist and are available. It's very... The cool thing about mechanical keyboards is that you're going to find what you want, but there's so much out there. And people get really, really particular about the switches, right? So in my case, these are the ones that I'm using, the KAILH, K-A-I-L-H. KAILH, something like that. So they're the box silent pink. I do have one of them open, but yeah, this is what they look like. So they've got a round connector point, so it doesn't shift as much when the keycap is on there. You can see the like that. Yeah, so I think the point of that extra bit is so it doesn't shift as much. Pretty good. I like them. I don't like clicky keyboards, so it's a linear switch. It's pretty quiet. It actually has, inside it has some soft material. I think it's silicone or something to make it even quieter. Yeah. The only downside, I think, to these ones, in my opinion, is that the actuation point is pretty high. So I sometimes press it when I don't want to press it. But other than that, I like these. They've been very reliable. And then at the bottom, this is the specific keyboard I have is the swappable switches. So yeah, you'll just be able to put it in there and then you can pull them out if you want to. You don't have to do any soldering. Pretty convenient. But I've never had to, I don't think I've ever changed one of the switches so far since I put them in there. Pretty cool. I do have one of them partially disassembled. You can take a look at that. Oops. There we go. So here is what the switch looks like on the inside. I have my camera in manual focus so that it doesn't jump around when I don't want it to. So you can see inside the switch, it's missing the metal part. Well, one of these is damaged, little pins. But anyways, yeah, I think when I was installing this one, I had an issue. So I took it apart to see what was in there. And then this is a little bit of material I was talking about. See how close we can focus. So that's the silicone or something to add a little stopping point. So when it hits the bottom of the inside, it's not super abrupt and loud. So these are pretty cool. Again, these are the KAILH, K-A-I-L-H box silent pink switches. Again, they're linear. So if you want the click, this is definitely not the switch type for you. But if you don't like loud sounds, this is an interesting option. I like them. All right. So those are the switches that I use. These are the, whoops. These are the old keycaps. I'm going to be taking these ones off in a little bit here, but I can also unbox this first. This is kind of the main attraction. I went with these ones because they are fully translucent. Hopefully it'll work nicely with the RGB capabilities of this keyboard. You can actually, I'm pretty sure with this keyboard you can at least have zones. Yeah. I'll have to look at the settings. It might be per key, actually, now that I think about it. So the main issue I had with these old ones, like I said, was I couldn't read the letters very easily in certain lighting. So hopefully these will be better. These claim to be pretty compatible with everything. Yeah, it says compatible with most mechanical keyboards. The Polychroma RGB from the Glorious company. They're really hyping themselves up, calling themselves that. But yeah. So the one potential downside, I did notice this before I bought them, is that it's UV printed legends on there. So I think over time they might wear out, but who knows, we'll see. That is one of the benefits of the double shot technique that some of them do, like this one, is that it's all plastic and any legend thing is built in, so it doesn't wear out. And you can see that these still, let me focus, these still show up. Like I said, that's very dirty, so I don't want to show it too closely. All right, any questions? No questions? Okay, let's take a look at the box a little bit more, right? Open it. So it says, cap off your keyboard, Polychroma, peak RGB illumination, universal compatibility. Yeah. So all of the extras here, I will be using some of these extras because I'm pretty sure this is the Tata 68 or whatever it's called, 65% keyboard format, which is pretty unique. But it is kind of standard. So hopefully this will have everything that I need. It is important which row a key is on that you're looking for. So for example, the kind of non-standard part of this is the control. It's thinner than some control keys normally are in this area. Same thing with, I think, the alts and the function in this area. And then of course all of these ones could be potentially kind of unique. These are pretty standard spot, so that should be fun. Yeah, and then sometimes you get weird sized keys here, things like that. Sorry, that creaking noise is my chair, if it's showing up on the microphone. So let me just make sure that everything is working. Is my microphone working? Yes. Awesome. Okay, we're on the right screen. Cool. Whoops. See my little chair thing. All right, let's pop this open. So there's get some scissors. I am using a wireless microphone setup, which is pretty convenient. Actually, I should probably do a recording in here. I think it was this. Yeah. All right. The transmitter from my wireless microphones can record internally as like a backup track. All right. see what we got going here. It's a little bit higher. There we go. Oh, interesting. Okay. Nothing else in the box. Back there. So it's in a bunch of little trays. That's cute. These are paper. It's nice. Yeah, very nice packaging. Got a product registration. Okay. Stay glorious. I am glorious. I don't know if I like paying for stickers, but I guess that's cool. Another cover thing. Ooh. Neat. Looks like my camera might be a little too high exposure. Oh, that's all right. All right, yeah, there's the first set. Different keycaps. Looks pretty good so far. Let's try the backspace. Okay, these are a little bit different. So on the inside here, this is where it's going to connect to the switches. Let's see. Okay, it does fit in there. It's good. Yeah, it's slightly different than the existing caps. Obviously, it's all just one material. Yeah. Not bad. Feeling wise, yeah, these feel more hollow, thinner than this. Yeah, interesting. Let's also look at the. So it said it's UV printed on there. Looks good for the moment. Yeah, I think that's the main downside of these ones, is the being printed on there instead of some type of double shot technique or triple shot or whatever techniques they have for making these things. We'll see. It's going to be more of a time dependent thing. But I'd say generally, I don't know if it's worth the price, but I got these pretty discounted, so I didn't pay full retail for these ones. So it'll really depend on what you're willing to pay for something like this. Keycaps can get very, very expensive. So there's the first set. And then the other thing, it's got this cover there to keep them nice. Looks like, yeah, pretty cool. So you're gonna have your standard stuff, but then all of those extras it showed on the package. The challenge will be putting them in the right order. Okay, very cool. Nice simple scroll bar, or I mean space bar. A send key. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah. It does have a very unique additional key there for that. Yeah, different enter. This will probably be the one that I need. Oh, it's got a, comes with a key puller. It's cool. I do have a nicer one than that though. So you'll use this to extract the existing ones. Might try that, we'll see. Yeah, that's all it comes with. I don't know if I should clean the thing here, or I mean take it apart and clean it here or the other space. So I'm in a weird position in this spot. But here's another option for pulling keys. This one's probably a little bit easier than this thing. Yeah. I think this will take more effort to use this little thing that came with it. So I'll probably use this. This is from the first set that I got. Geez, I cannot read their text. YMCK. It's possible I bought this separately. I'm not sure. But it's got the thing like the other one on one side, but then it's got the metal ones on the other one. I think these tend to be easier to use. Just get more leverage. All right. I think I'm ready to start removing stuff, but I'm gonna take a photo of the keyboard as it is currently, just in case. I don't remember where everything is. All right. I do have a different setup we could potentially try out. Although, I don't know if it would look any better. Let me see here. No, not that one. Well, I do have a top-down camera as well. We could do that. Here's my hands-on setup. Here it is. There's a top-down camera. You get a little bit of an additional view. That should be good. I set up a whole different spot as well that I could potentially use, but I guess I could see what that looks like. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're interested in mechanical keyboards, they're fun, but can be very, very expensive to get into. I've had this keyboard for many years at this point. Whoops. Different camera setup. It's the back camera. Oops. Looks like this camera stopped working. Yeah. All right, that's back. This might be a little nicer of a view, so I'm gonna set this up. I mean, easier for me to work on view, I should say. Give it turn camera. All right. Sorry. Taking a little bit of setup. Whoops. Thing is, you can't skip forward in live streams. At least here I can sit down and be ready for it. Yeah, that should be good. Switch transition. Hello. I could even add a face cam. Let's see. Video capture. Hi. What's upside down? Yeah, I have that camera upside down. Rotate. There we go. It's kind of... I don't know if that's better or worse or what, but we can try this for a while. Alright, I'll go get the keyboard. If you prefer the other one, let me know. Oops. What's that? If you're squeamish about dirty keyboards, it's probably your time to leave, but if you're not, then we should be good. Just getting my little chat window over here. Whoops. Let's press the wrong button. There we go. Good. Oh, need to transition my face. Hello. How's it going? Yeah. This is the general size of it. Like I said, this is a 65% keyboard from Novel Keys. It was kind of expensive at the time, but all of them are pretty expensive. And this was supposed to be the value edition keyboard. All right. Whoops. Yeah, so I've got this thingamajig. It is oops. Cool little gadget to help you deal with all of this stuff. I think this might be intended for removing the switches, and then this is more actually this is probably for the switches, and then this is for the keycaps. This was not included with the Glorious thing. It's one that I have on hand, but yeah. See if I can adjust this camera. Go. Sure it's focused. Got so many cameras going. Cool. All right, so I'm just gonna do this. Okay, I think you probably want these lines here going down. I don't really do this very often, so yeah, like I said, it's pretty dirty. Don't look too closely. All right. Whoops, one of my things just turned off. Maybe if I can connect this to power. Where is that? Yeah, various screens and things going. All right, that looks good. Solid with it. Having the wireless microphones is very nice. Might snack on some chips while we're doing this, but depends on how gross this is. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. All right. Try to do this quickly. And maybe I'll get a container. Do I have a decent sized container? No. Baggy. Well, yeah, I was saying it's very nice having the wireless microphone set up. So you could see a microphone here, and then it goes down to this thing on my side. So it's right there. The quality probably isn't, sorry, that's probably loud. The quality probably isn't amazing, but they were pretty cheap for wireless microphone stuff. And this is a Sony lapel microphone. No questions. It's usual thing with my stream. Or streaming, I should say. It's probably better that I don't have, I'm sitting up too high, that I don't have super high quality cameras here. Whoops, how do I take this one off? No. Because it's supposed to be big enough for that. Oh yeah, there's a whole thing about stabilizers too you have to consider. I'm not super versed in mechanical keyboards, so I don't know what's good and bad in that case. I just know that I prefer, silent keyboards and silent mice. So actually this mouse is a silent click mouse. I mean, it's obviously not completely silent, but it's much quieter than normal ones. But the preferred mouse that I was using kind of gave up on me with its buttons. But I did buy replacement switches. I just haven't made an attempt to put them in there in this other mouse that I have, because it's going to be soldering, and I had wanted to potentially do yeah, this is gross. Do a video on it, but doing videos makes things 5 times more difficult. Okay, maybe like 3 times more difficult. There we go. Try to do this quick. And then I'll have to find or use that photo that I took to, or I mean, most of it's the QWERTY layout, which I know, but I don't know, if that makes sense. Do I have some of that? And Windex multi-surface. I'll probably pull that out and try to clean this a little bit. I'm getting there. Oh, wow. Yeah, it seems like I have to be careful because I'm doing something called multi-streaming, and Twitch is very particular about it, of saying things. They're fine with it, but also they're particular about not directing people to different platforms. But one of the other ones I'm doing is Amazon, so I feel like they shouldn't complain about their own company. And it's an interesting platform to stream on, clearly, because it's a store website. But if you are on there, let me know. All right, I'm just gonna that didn't help. Need some type of brush or something. Yeah, those could work. I have a blower thing. Thought I had a brush. I don't know if I want to use this one. Oh, this one's good. Cool. So I got a little... This is for photography stuff, I think. Let's see if I can get this... Yeah, I think some people go really, really extreme with mechanical keyboards. Like they lubricate the switches. Actually, this isn't my first one. I did buy a cheaper one, and then I tried lubricating switches, and I tried adding little silicone circle things. I still have them to kind of deaden the sound a little bit. And this other keyboard that I'm pretty sure it was red linear switches, because like I said, I'm not a fan of the clickiness of mechanical keyboards. Yeah, there's just a lot of little areas here. Things get caught under the switches. So I mean, I could remove the switches themselves, but I don't think it's worth the effort here, because they all work. I don't want to... It's very likely I'll end up damaging some of them if I pull them out. Although this is supposed to be hot swap. I mean, easy swap. It's really in there. Well, it's better. It's still kind of bad though. I think this is dog hair. Whoops. Maybe if I put some of the multi-surface on here. Can't really see any. No comments, no comments. Yeah, if you're in the chat, let me know what mechanical keyboard setup you're using. I am curious. Is it a full custom build, or is it like a pre-made from the big companies? Which I'm sure are fine as well. Oops. Okay, this, I think this is gonna work a little better. At least just to dislodge things. Sorry, I know this is more of a cleaning stream than a new keycap stream. We're almost there. I probably should clean the stabilizer thing. Looks kind of bad. How does this work? I don't know. I don't remember how these attach. Oh. Let's see. It's a little switch. More of the, it's kind of just bad in this bottom area. I'm not sure how they're attached. Yeah, I've had this quite a few years, so I put it together and it was good. It just worked for the most part. So I don't remember how to deal with this. I might have to. I don't see any screws. Oh, there are some screws up here. I think I'm gonna pass on that though, because it looks okay. It's probably clean enough at this point to. I don't think the stabilizers are like amazingly vital because the switch is still involved. But it is kind of dirty in there. Well, no comments. Okay. Probably good here. Just that spray thing. You know, it's just blowing it into the keyboard, but all right. I think that's good enough. The new ones. I could swap to the other view at this point. All right, so there it is. Still don't want to get too close, but you can see the KAILH switches. These are the silent pink. I like them. They're quiet for a mechanical. They are linear, so that's a personal choice thing, I'm sure. I mentioned this before. Whoops, had to swap it. Yeah, I mentioned this before, but their actuation, it goes off pretty quick. So that's kind of the downside for me. I wish there was a little bit more movement before it triggers. But other than that, I like them. And they've been reliable. Those are the KAILH silent pink box switches. And then I mentioned before, this is a Novel Keys keyboard. Pretty nice. All right, let's go to the hands-on cam. Looks really bright. Adjust this a little bit. Just take down the exposure. It's probably good. Excellent. Cool. Yeah, these are the little things I was talking about. So depending on your switches, you could use those to make them a little quieter. I can't remember what these are called, but little O-ring, silicone O-rings, or some other material probably. All right, just gonna make sure everything is good. Pull up my little chat windows. Whoops. Cool. If you hear a word now, I'm going to be drinking something. Okay, that looks good. And the focus is off slightly on that camera. This looks good though. It's iced tea, but it's not cold. All right. Just make sure it's focused decently. And now we've got our set of keys. It does matter. Actually, one thing I could do is talk a little bit about positioning before we actually put them on here. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert, but it does matter. And I know a little bit, so we can do a quick overview kind of thing. Switch to here. So I do have all the product pages up. This is the new keycap set. They're the Polychroma V2 RGB. I said this before, but it's a stream, so the one downside it looks like is that it's UV printed legends. It's not any type of double shot technique or anything, so it might not last, but we'll see. Just speculation. And this is what this specific one comes with. It's supposed to be pretty universal, but you know, it is what it is. This is where I bought it, technically. I didn't pay that price, but yeah. It's also available on Amazon. And this is probably a little better of a image here, so we can see the different options. And then these are the extras. I'm going to have to use some of these extras because it really depends on your keyboard, how it's set up, what percentage it is, what specification. Of course, you don't have to put everything where it's supposed to be placed depending on your keyboard, because this specific keyboard that I have is able to connect. I'll show this towards the end, but this via software, which technically it's kind of like a website now. It used to be a piece of software you download, but you connect it and you're able to adjust lighting, you're able to adjust where each key is on the keyboard. So if you did want to put a different key somewhere else, you can do that, depending on your keyboard, if it supports this via software. I'm sure there's other stuff as well. But here are the switches that I have that KAILH KAILH, however you pronounce that, box silent pink switches. And then this is the amount of force that they take. They're pretty light. They feel pretty light, but I don't have a ton of experience with switches. Obviously, the number will depend on how many, like what size keyboard you have. So this is 90 pieces. In my case, 90 is fine. I think I bought 80 when I purchased those a long time ago. See what else we have. So these are the original ones that I bought. Like this is the exact listing. They're okay, but they are a little bit thinner. They are double shots, so the legends have stayed there and are still visible. But in my case, what I didn't like is that the lighting from the keyboard didn't project well through the letters. So it was just harder for me to read the letters, and I was getting a lot of light from the bottom, which is fine, but it just was hard. It made it hard to read. So that's why I'm swapping those for the most part. But they're okay. They're not terrible or anything. And you do get a lot of options with different keys and stuff with this one. But I'm pretty sure my specific keyboard is this Tada 68 spec. And it's technically it's a 65% keyboard. But all of it depends on what you've got and what you're looking for. Yeah, here's the company for the switches. I think that covers everything except for the rows. Yeah, so this one shows the row. This is very, very important. So if you want a specific key on a specific row, they're not the same slant. So it does matter which row you want a thing on. So if you see this resolution of this thing isn't great, but for example, on my keyboard down here, clearly these default ones are not going to work because they're too wide. So you have to consider the width and you have to consider which row. So I need, for example, I need a control key on row 4 that's the smaller type. And we can see here it has row 4 and then it has control. So I'm good for that one. And then technically I would like a function key on row 4 that's that size. I can probably use this command thing or option. So those are okay. And also my Windows key is also row 4, but it's not this bigger thing. It's a smaller one. So if we look here, I don't know if there is one. So I might have to use something else there. Maybe I'll put one of these commander options or code or alt. It really doesn't matter. It's just whatever will fit and be the correct row. So it's the right slant of the top of the key. Yeah. We'll see. I'll start placing things. Just have to try to remember where everything is. But anyways, the point is the row does matter. So let's go back to the hands-on camera. Get another drink. All right, is this good? Yeah. Oh, I didn't have my chat windows over. Let me check. Anything? Nope. I'm really good at streaming stuff. Yeah, if you have any questions, this is live. All right. Pull out my other phone to start placing stuff. Let's see. Just getting that picture that I took. Whoops. go. All right, so the first one, looking for the escape, or maybe the tilde escape key. No, wait, are these? Might have to look at their website too. I would assume these are based on, yeah, this is the upper F1. No, my lighting is kind of extreme here. Let me lower the exposure of this camera. Where's ISO? That's a little bit better. Oops. Focus right about here. Looking for the escape key. I don't know, maybe this is supposed to be it with their logo on it. But maybe they have another one because I would prefer not to use their logo. I might skip that one for now and see what is available on that row. Because as long as it's on the correct row, it should be the right profile. So let's put number 1. So I have to be careful. Where are the numbers? Oh, here we go. First key. There we go. 2. Yeah, these are correct. I'm pretty sure these are correct. Because I just don't want to mix them up with the ones intended for keyboards that have the separate thing. 5. Go. Whoops. My phone turned off. Let's switch this over so I can access it a little better. I've got so many little things on these live streams that I'm juggling. All right. Whoops. That should be good. Okay. How's the view? Is it working? Is my microphone working? Yes. That looks okay, I think. Yeah. Realize the top-down camera is not amazing quality. All right. Shows view. Could zoom in a little bit here. Make sure it's focused about there. Yeah. Here's the fun part. See if I've got everything. Okay, these are in order. One thing I will say, it's already nicer how it's boxed like this, because the original keycap set that I got, I'm pretty sure came in a bag. So that was a little more of a process to deal with that. Okay, so we've got the dash. Now we need the equals plus. All right, and then we've got the backspace. That looks correct. And then this one is going to depend what's available. I don't remember what was on Glorious's website. I'll have to look at that again and see which ones. I would assume it's anything in here. So on my last setup, I used this thing for that spot. the tilde. We'll see. Could zoom in a little bit more if you prefer that. All right. Next row, we've got a tab. So that would be, they were probably in order, but I didn't. So I think this is the additional thing that would be over here. So I probably don't use most. Oh, there is an escape key. The question is that escape key this row? We'll see. Space bar is easy enough. Should be easy enough. Yeah. All right. Tab. Where is tab? Caps lock. One thing is, I like the text. My old one was symbolic. So I had different arrows for the caps and stuff. Let's see. Where is tab? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, it's not on screen here. Oops. I'm really good at this. There's a shift. There's an option key. I think these are all the extras. Is there a tab in here? Yes, there we go. So this would be here. So this must be row, whatever that is. Looking for the Q. P. Q, where's Q? Divide times minus. There's the P. That would go, no, that's what I need to put more at first before I figure out which one that is. Where is the Q? Oh, right here. Okay. Yeah, it's basically in order. I'm just not observant. There's the Q. And then tab Q, W-E-R-T-Y, QWERTY. Yeah. So it's designed to be easy, but easier said than done when you're not observant. The reason I'm doing this is to focus the camera. All right. QWERTY. QW. So far, they feel nicer than the ones that I was using. These don't have as much texture, which I think is better. There is texture, but it's not like unpleasant texture. You can see this thing from the front, but I mean that's good probably because I want it to shine through nicely. One downside will be that it's going to show the dirt much easier under it. So I could adjust this to make it better view, but I think we're okay. Unless someone prefers a different view. Again, these are these glorious Polychroma keycaps. I purchased these. I was not sent these, but I wanted to swap out my old ones which were these Doubleshot. I just don't like how the shine through is on the letters for these ones. They're hard to read in kind of like semi-dark situations. So hopefully these will be nicer. Yeah, these are in order. Pretty easy. I'm just pulling them from this tray here. Just making sure. The funny thing is, I mean, like most people, I can type usually without looking at the keyboard, but knowing it offhand like this is a little different. So it wants the brackets. So far so good. They fit in there, they're not coming off. It's good. Oh, the pink. Yeah, the pink switches are showing through. I didn't think about that. I guess that's not ideal. So one consideration, depending on your switch color, it will show through these keycaps. Yeah, that's not great, but it's okay. I might eventually get different switches to try out, and then I'll consider what color they are. But I'm fine with pink. Actually, pink and orange is a nice combination, I'd say. So I think it's fine. Yeah, you can kind of see the little cross in there. Not too bad. All right. Let's see, we've got this thing, and then I think I had page up and page down over here. So not be those. Caps lock. Should go over here. Bro. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. And then this is A, S, D, F. My arm's getting tired. Yeah, these feel pretty good. We got G. Oh. Wait. Oh, what? It does have a very slight notch on the F. It's very slight. There is a tiny little notch on the F. Yeah, I do feel it, but it's pretty minimal. Sorry, it's hard to get a decent view of it. It's on there though. It's just not very prominent, which I mean depends on your preferences, right? If you want a prominent nub or not. All right. H, J, K, yeah, these trays are nice, very convenient. Oh, and then we've got this semicolon, and then the quote, and then a particular return key. Okay, 2. Oh, there's a number. There is a number on here. So that's got to likely indicate the row. Yeah, they've done a good job packaging. And this is a paper material. So it should be, I'll probably keep this just in case if I want to swap them and just keep them in here. But yeah, there is a number. So that's likely row 1. All right. So I'm looking for my return key that should fit. Okay. Likely this one. And there's only going to be so many return keys. And this is a very standard spot, so hopefully this will be the correct angle. Is it? I think it's the correct one. All right. Oh, I had tilde, delete, page up, page down, and then these are the arrows down here. Where are the arrows? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think these are two level 4 rows. This is level 4. Don't see them in there. (2A), 3A. Okay, here's a this might be it. Anyways, what? Oh, here's shift. So this should be. No, that's too big. It should be row 3, I think. Or like 4 and 4. Which one is this? 3A. Here's a. I don't know if this is the right one, but we'll see. Maybe. Z, where's Z? This should not be this difficult, but I'm struggling here. Where is Z? Delete. Anyone? Code, option, shift. I mean, it says row 5. I think this is just the extras. So it's not going to be in there. It's got to be in here. Shift. Oh, I put it to the side so it looked like an N. Oops. Very observant. Cool. Next, X. I assume it's in here. Yeah. I don't know why they put it down. Maybe I think I mixed them up. That's probably what happened. So when I was trying to, I was doing the hands-on stuff. Unboxing. I think I messed them up. C, because they are in order for the most part, so it was my fault. I wonder what type of machine or human is putting them in these things at the factory. All right, got in, im, because they did a nice job. It's just my fault. Okay, this one is the side arrow with comma. And like I said, I think I messed these up, so I think it's this one. And then this one is with the period. All right. And then we got a slash and a question. And then this is a shift, but I don't think it's this big. Yeah, it's not that one. I need a smaller shift. Let's try this. All right, it looks like the correct profile. Yeah, cool. So this would be one of the more particular ones here. Maybe get a little focus better. Yeah. So again, the size matters and the row matters when you're looking for keycaps, depending on your keyboard. But it's looking nice so far. I do think I didn't realize or consider that the switch cap thing would show up, but I think it's okay. I think pink and orange is a good color combination, so I'm fine with it. But let's keep going here. Next up, we need the up arrow. It's probably this side. I think it's this one. Yeah, so there's a up arrow next to this big shift, which is one I can't use because it depends on your keyboard. That in there. And then this is a custom. I have a page down here in my existing keyboard, but I'll use whatever is available for that row. All right, let's go over to this side. This was control. That would be row 4 or 5. 4, 5, row 5. There's an alt. Oh. Yeah, that was probably like this. So we got the control, code, alt. All right. Let's see. Let's put these in here so I know where they go. Okay, very cool. Now down here, I've got, by default, there's a small control, which I think is this. So this was in the number 5 set, this small control. We go right here. Yeah, that's probably it. And then I need a function key of some sort and alt. Let's try this. Yep. And then code, maybe. I've got an option key. That one's too big. It's a command key. That one's too big. I do have code. Or command. Kind of like the code key. All right. And then down over here, got Windows key, another Alt. Okay, this is a bigger Alt. So this one might be one of these. Yeah, these might be the same profile. I'm not totally sure. But it feels right so far. Okay, here is a bigger, yeah, those are bigger alts. It looks like the slightly wider alt, which I think is 1.25. It might be millimeters or something. I don't see an alt in here. It's a command. Yeah, let's try this one down here. Oh, it's got, see, these look the same. Yeah, they appear to be, no, they are different. Wait. I'm not sure. I'll just try one. Seems okay. It's kind of, well, those are flat. Anyways, so I don't think I have a Windows key. There's Option. Maybe it's Option key. Or Command key. CMD. I mean, I don't specifically need Windows. Okay, that's not the right size. Well, there's a kind of a gap. Maybe this is supposed to be bigger. All right. Pretty easy to pull off. That one there. So there's a larger command key. It's supposed to be the Windows key. Although there is a Windows key. I guess I could use this. Or I could just not use a Windows key. Go with CMD. Yeah, maybe I'll skip the Windows one. They look like the same type of shape and everything. It fits. Let's see. And then this is a control. It's a larger control key. Maybe this one? Is there another? I don't think there's an extra control. It's very possible I put some keys in the wrong spot here, but they feel okay. The spacebar always is a little bit different shape. Yeah. All right. I think I had seen an escape key somewhere around here. Oh, there is a function. But which row? Okay, that's row 4. Oh. It's too wide though. Okay, there is an escape. So hopefully this will fit. Yeah, very nice. Cool. We've got a code key control. So there's a this might be for the addition, I mean the number pad thing. I'm not sure. Code key. Yeah, I just need these on the side. Originally I put the tilde, delete. Let me see if there's a delete. There's one here. This is row 2. Actually, that will work. So there's delete. Feels correct, but it's hard to tell. Actually, yeah, it looks fine. See if I can show a profile view. Like I said, the profile does matter. See that? Whoops. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Obviously the space bar is a little bit different. I might have put it upside down. I'm not totally sure. No, I think that's right. I think space bars are generally a little different. Whoops. Almost done. And then I'll hook this to the computer. And we'll take a look. All right, so I'm pretty sure I had page up, page down, and tilde. So we've got a page down 2A. 1, 2, probably not that one. Got a 4. So this one should go here. Oh no, that does not look right. Yeah, so this is a good example of why it matters where keys are placed. See this? That is clearly the wrong spot for this key. I can get a good view of it. Oops. There we go. Yeah, that is not correct. Very messed up. Okay. Let's look for the other option. That was in 4, so I'm surprised it didn't work. Oops, my phone just turned off again. All right. Let's put that back in there. There's a page down. This one's flatter than this thing. Yeah, those are quite different. Try this one. Okay, I think that's correct. We need page up. Let's see, this one's good. Yeah, that one looks good. Very nice. The moon. I put tilde screenshot up here in the past. Let's see if there's anything that I can use. So that would be row 1. There's a pause key. There's a lock. Okay, this is the one that I had used in the past. But it doesn't matter that much, honestly, as long as it has the right profile. It doesn't really matter which key you use. I could use their glorious thing, but I'd rather not. So I'll probably use this one. But there are potentially some other options that I could... Actually, the print, maybe I'll use this. Because tilde normally would be part of like the escape with a shift. Well, I'll go with this. And that's the tilde key. Yep, nice. We have a complete... Shoot, I don't remember which one this went into. Probably 4 or 5. Let's put in there. Yay! Got a complete keyboard. He's out of the way. There it is. I'll put this, I'll hook this up to the computer. Feels good. And we'll try out the RGB. Cool. Like I said, the pink is showing through. Let's do an ultra zoom. I'm fine with it, but at least know that if you want to pick these up, your switches will show up. So that's what those look like. I can get it in focus. In my case, these are the KAILH Silent Pink box switches. Yep. But in my case, with an orange keyboard, I'm fine with it. And it's going to be lit up as well. All right, let's head over to the other setup. Take a little bit of rearranging things. It's nice having wireless microphones. Oh. Looks like one of my streams ended abruptly. I don't know if I touched something. Oh well. Oh well. Of course it was the Amazon one. They're so particular. I don't know if I tapped on the phone wrong or something. Who knows? But I basically have to use a phone with that thing, and it's really not ideal. So disappointing that it won't be part of the stream here. I don't think there's any way to create clip. Oh well. That's disappointing. I would have liked to have shown the results on there, but I'm not. Well, I guess I could restart it. I don't think there's a way to redo it. Let me just, you have to fill out everything again. I might as well, I'm here, so might as well fix it. Just frustrating. I must have touched the screen wrong or something. Or they kicked me, who knows. I guess I'll find out when I try to redo it. Take a picture. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to show that at the moment. I'll just do face cam. I'm going to take a photo of the keyboard. Oh, let me get the box. So there's a little more context about these caps. Lighting isn't great here. Boost the lighting a bit. All right. Never use this. Guess that's fine. All right. Don't want this window in there. All right. So now I need to go through the process of redoing this whole thing. Tagging the products. Unless there's some way to duplicate it. Let me see. Copy live stream. This live stream to reuse its products and other settings in a new cancel. Okay. There might be a copy option. Oh crap. This is really something. Why did it kick me? Okay, here's a copy. There we go. Copying live stream. $10 years later. All right. So that saved me a few minutes, maybe, if it works. Let's add the new picture. Cool. Maybe they have a cap of 2 hours for the stream, because I think it said 2 hours. Need to edit the title. Man, my eyes are not great now. I can see close up without the glasses, but the prescription, whatever it is, it doesn't work anymore for close up. All right. That looks good. Maybe I'll remove, well, I can bring them over here and redo the whole thing, basically. See in here. Probably good. Either. All right, go live. Yo. Not sure why the stream stopped working on one of the platforms, but here we are. I'm ready to test this out. I just swapped from my existing set to this glorious Polychroma RGB. Nope, something went wrong. Please try again. Bro. Did they block me? Try again. Let's make sure this is actually working. Oh. I was on that screen the whole time. Let me turn this out for a second. All right. One more time. Streaming is interesting. go live. I also noticed that this phone turns off after a while, which I thought I had disabled, but looks like it's working. Awesome. Hopefully. To plug that in. So I just did a swap of my keycaps on this Novel Keys 65% keyboard. I think it's got a specific name, Tata 68 or something for the layout, but it's a 65%. It has a few unique keys on the side here and on the bottom. So I'm pretty sure I got the right stuff in here. I could always swap them if I want, but this glorious Polychroma RGB keycap set is what I put on here. I do have my old ones, which are in this package here. These ones are pretty dirty, but these are Doubleshot. They're not bad by any means, but they're a little more not great feeling compared to the new ones. Although these, the legend is basically built into this other set. So that was nice. And you do get some shine through with RGB, which we'll take a look at with the new set, the new keycaps. But these were okay. They're just not ideal. And I wanted something else for a while to see how it worked. So this is the old set. These are the let's see what it was called. The YMDK ANSI ISO PBT Doubleshot keycap set. A little hollow. It does have some texture to them. Definitely a large amount of things that it covers. I'm not going to show these because they're pretty dirty at this point. I had them on there for years. But yeah, the main thing I'm going to test now is this one. Like I said, I've got this fully set up. It looks good. In my case with the KAILH switches, let me see what they're called. KAILH. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but they're the silent pink switches, and I've had these on here for a few years now, and they're still good. They are linear, they are quote-unquote silent, and they're pretty quiet for a mechanical. They don't have the click. I don't like clicks, so that's why I went with those. I mentioned this before in the previous stream before it stopped working, is that the actuation point is pretty quick on these. So, I mean, that's not ideal for me, but it works okay. I'm fine with them. Yeah, so that's what it looks like on the keyboard, these glorious Polychroma keycaps. I purchased these. I was not sent these, so keep that in mind. Now what I'm going to do is connect this to the computer and try them out. Yeah. All right, switch to a different view here. There's the all the stuff. Use this in the previous stream. In case you didn't see the other stream, comes in a nice box with different trays of keycaps. So that camera in the back's a little bright. Sorry. I don't know how I can easily show these. Oh, that's very bright as well. Yeah, pretty nice setup, and they are labeled, so you can decently, whoops, sorry, forgot that I'm in studio mode. You can decently put these back on the keyboard pretty easily because they're in the right order for the most part. Now in my case, I have some unique keys or key positions, and I did mention this in my previous Amazon stream, that depends on your keyboard. The rows matter with all of that. So anyways, yeah, it's as simple as plug it in this point, at this point. Is USB-C. All right, so we've got some default lighting, which I had pre-set up. I can add maybe a window capture to here on this screen. Window capture. Let's see. Maybe I can just do that. All right. So this is the VIA software. I'll show it in a second here. It's going to be a very small window, sorry, but I'm kind of limited on space here. So depending on your keyboard, there is this VIA software. It's technically a website now. It used to be software you would download, but now you can just go there and use it. Oops, it's see if I can get it on screen. Maybe I'll move my face over there. It's a little bit of a process here. Oh. That should be good. Just make my face cam a little smaller. It's not blocking the keyboard. Okay. I think that's good enough. Yeah, so this is my current setup for the RGB, but I'll mess with it. Going. Let me know if you have any questions. For whatever reason, my Amazon stream cut off, so it's not continuous at this point. But if I need to recover something, let me know if you're curious. Yeah, so I've got that set up, and I just need to authorize this with the software. So I pair the keyboard, and now we have a bunch of cool information. So this is my current setup. It's saved in the keyboard itself, which is cool. Lighting wise, it looks okay. It's definitely coming from the bottom. The top of the keys aren't like super lit, but that's just based on my keyboard itself. I don't know if these are the right profile. They look a little bit different. So I might have put the wrong page down. It's okay though, for the moment. I might have to swap those. With the software, obviously this isn't related to the keycaps, but I will kind of try them out as we go. You can adjust the lighting, and we'll just get an idea of what it looks like with different options here. Let's try radiant color. And I'm gonna adjust my camera so it looks not as extreme. I can see it there. Sorry, I'm gonna switch views so that I can move this camera. Oh, that's not right. Where is the ISO settings? Oh. Okay. Let's try this. Is that better? I think it's better. How's that? Make sure it's focused. Oops. Yeah, so you can kind of get an idea of the lighting setup with these glorious keycaps. What I could do is put on some of the old ones just for a comparison sake. Here's the shift key. Just clean it off a little bit. They've been on there for probably a few years at this point. Come on. Let's put this shift on here. So that's what, whoops, don't want sticky keys. Oh, these are very different. I didn't realize the profile was so different, unless that's the wrong spot. Oh, I think I'm using the wrong. Yeah, that's not the correct spot for this one. Right. Yeah, this, let me see what the name of the company is. YMDK. I had got these on Amazon at one point years ago. They're still on there. But it comes with a lot. See if I can find the, yeah, that's not, I think, is that caps? Does this fit? No. Can't remember. Backspace. Yeah, I can put that on there. Whoops. Let's put it. Go. Nope, that's not right. This one? No, that's a return. It's this one. And these are very dirty. Yeah, I think this is correct. All right, so at the very least, you can kind of give an idea of why I swapped these. They're so, the black portion on the top, you can see through a little bit, but it's not much. Whoops, wrong. Sure, that's kind of the right spot. Yeah, so these are my old ones. So there is a little arrow that's barely visible. With these new, what are they called? Polychroma. I think it's going to be nice getting more in view. So part of the lighting depends on the switch. So that's kind of why it looks like this, with more light coming from the bottom than the top. That's the switches that I have. So in the future, if I want like a full look, it's possible I need to change the switches as well. That's one of the focus, please. Yeah, these are the KAILH silent pink. So maybe because the bottom is not clear, I'm pretty sure you can get ones that have more clear pieces to them. That might be even better to let the RGB through, the lighting through. So this is what I've got at the moment. So you might want to look for different switches if you really, really want these Polychroma glorious things to shine through. Yeah. Go to the back cam again. Anyways, so this is the VIA software. Pretty cool. It depends on your keyboard if it supports, you know, that software. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the lighting. I can read the text of the new ones much better. That is another different mode. Yeah, it's so much nicer. That's nice. The one potential downside before my stream ended abruptly is that all of the legends on this glorious Polychroma stuff are UV printed, which I don't know over time if it'll hold up. We'll see. But they claim crisp and durable on the box. Whether that's true or not, we'll see. Or I'll see. We'll have to look around for people that have used this for a long time to see. Yeah, not too bad. I think this is a definite improvement of what I had previously, so I can read it in the dark and such. Or at least darker conditions. I don't generally have really dark lighting setup and stuff. Anyways, that's basically what I wanted to show off. It would have been nice if it were a continuous stream, but for whatever reason, one of them cut off, sadly. So it'll be 2 streams on one of the platforms. Let's pop these off. It does not come with this thing. It comes with a little, wherever it is. Yeah, the glorious kit comes with this little orange thing instead. So you can use this if you want. It should be okay. I just prefer this thing for pulling the stuff from the keyboard. Actually, I can show a better example. Let me put this key back on. Just give you a nice view of it. There we go. So you can see the clear difference between the 2 different keycap sets. Obviously, these have been very worn. There's a texture from my fingers over years. But it does make a difference having those fully clear ones. And there's one up here as well. Yeah, pretty cool. So far, I think they look nice. And in my case, the pink caps for the switches are visible, but I think it's fine with orange. That will depend on your personal preferences. Anyways, I think I'm good for showing that thing off. Maybe I'll put these back on and just do one quick look of the full keyboard with the backspace and the other one back on there. Yeah, keyboards are fun, inexpensive when you get into this type of stuff. Oh. Okay. Yeah, maybe it wouldn't matter which switches. It depends on your keyboard, like how it's set up with the lighting. I can show this off, but I know it's not super relevant to the product, but that's what that looks like. It's just got the one light on the bottom in my case. This is a novel keys keyword. So switch back to there for a second. So that was backspace. I think I might have messed up some of the keys over here, but well, yeah, I think I have some of them in the wrong position on this side. Oh well. I can potentially look for the better suited ones. So a page down, it looks like the profile's not right. The page up looks okay, but for whatever reason the page down is not correct. Let's see what we got here. It's a code. So this would be row 4 potentially. Here's a page down. We can try this one and see if it works better. Whoops. Here we go. Oh no, that's even worse. Yeah, it's not correct either. So it really depends though on what you want to put. You'll have to look at the list of what's available with this keycap set and try to... Oh, there's a significant difference between these two. And try to find what'll work for you. Put this shift back on here. Whoops. To my case, I could go to here. This is what's included with this glorious Polychroma. Again, I purchased this. I was not sent this thing. We've got a row 4 shift. We've got a row 4 option, command, Windows key. I need the small ones. There's an end. There is a page down row 4. So probably this one, but it just didn't look super correct. There is one with a 3 on it. Oh, this can't be right. Wait. Okay, it is the right profile. It has a 3 on it. That's probably not ideal. Yeah, so that would work, but I don't know if I want a 3. There's a delete key. That's correct. That one's correct. Let's check the other ones. Whoops. 6, the send key. There's an ascend key. Oh, let me switch to the other view for a bit. Yeah. Okay, here's another page down. It says number 2. Try this. Nope, that is not correct. So many page downs. Put this back into there. So if I wanted page down up here, maybe it would be better. Oh, there's a page up, level 1 page up. So what I could do is put page up and page down here. That might work too. But I kind of prefer having this up here and delete. I don't want to delete by the arrow keys. There's a pause key. Now there's another page down. Maybe this is the one. Oh. Yes. That is it. So that was inside the number 5 tray. So we got it. Yeah, that's correct. I can show an example for you, for anyone watching. So here you can see the profile of the keys. Now I'll put one of the other page downs back in there, and you'll see that it is going to be different. Zoom out so you don't have to see close up in my face. Let's put in this big one. I don't know which row this was supposed to be, but here's the other one. So it definitely matters. There you can see that clearly is different. Sorry, the focus is a little wonky, but you can clearly see that is not correct. Row matters. Anyways, I think I'm good here with this stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it and learned a little bit about mechanical keyboards and all of the interesting options. I wanted to buy these for better RGB, and I think they do that. Of course, there would be a lot of other options potentially to try out. Whoops, I forgot which page down. I don't know which page down was supposed to go there. There's a few. Anyways, I'm going to sign out of the Amazon stream. See ya. Peace. Okay. Cool. Let's go back to here. I think I'll also sign out of the technology one. You see that after the fact, I might make a video of doing this, like a concise video. We'll see. It's tough though, spending the time. Oh, that was okay. That was right. It's tough editing, especially this is what, over 2 hours. So I'll have to edit a lot. Turn this off. All right. Is my mic still working? Yeah. Cool. That was a fun stream though. Keyboard looks good. We could go over the VIA stuff a little bit more on the tech channel. Where is that? Is this browser? Yeah. Switch to here. Well, actually, let me start this again, just in case. Yeah. So basically this use VIA, that app, it is open source. And depending on your keyboard, it's an option to use to configure it. Pretty cool. I mean, once it's set up, there's really not much to care about unless you want to change something, which is great because it kind of loads in there and it can be removed. The keyboard can be turned off, and maybe I'll do the other view so you can see what's going on. Put that up. Yeah. So this is the cycle vertical. Very flashy. There's only one light, the space bar. I feel like they should have put 3 lights in the space bar. Oh well. Solid color. So this is my default. It's like an orange. I can adjust the brightness. That's max brightness. 3701. Go all the way through. Lower this a little bit. It's not like blasting through there. Solid color. Blue. I have a screen over here with my preview. So if you want white, that's an option. Go up to orange and red. It's supposed to be red. Yeah, pretty cool. Do pink. I think that's pink. Pink, maybe pink is lighter. Got almost white. Yeah. It's supposed to be a sort of pink. It does, to me, it looks kind of pink. It's max brightness. The thing is, you have to, with any LEDs, if you max out the brightness and such, it's probably just not going to be very saturated. Could crank up the color. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, so the kind of pink and orange look to it. That's not terrible. Yeah. Anyways, mechanical keyboards are cool. This feels so much nicer than the other thing that I was using. This temporary option. This cheap Junko keyboard from iHome. All right, I'm going to head out. Fun stream. Looking forward to actually using this thing. Well, I'm not gonna probably have it this bright. It's a little too bright. Crank down the brightness a bit. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. Peace. See ya.